Welcome, all my dear student of FYBC class. Today we are going to start second chapter of physics paper first, mechanics and properties. The name of the chapter is work and energy. First of all, we are going to see the introduction of the chapter. In introduction, the work is said to be done. First of all, we are going to cover only work and then energy. The work is said to be done on an object if a force acting on an object is able to move the object through some distance in the direction of force. वर्क केव्हा घडतं? ज्या वेळेस आपण असं म्हणतो की वर्क डन होतं एखाद्या ऑब्जेक्टवर, म्हणजेच काय की आपण जर त्या ऑब्जेक्टवर जर फोर्स आपण अप्लाय केला तर तो ऑब्जेक्ट ज्या दिशेने फोर्स अप्लाय केला आहे त्या फोर्सच्या डिरेक्शनमध्येच तो काय होतो, मूव्ह होतो आणि काही डिस्टन्स तो कव्हर करतो. म्हणून मी म्हटलं आहे की द वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन. द वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन ऑन ॲन ऑब्जेक्ट वेन if a force acting on an object is able to move the object through some distance in the direction of force. Isn't it? Okay. The quantity, in 12th science we learn the quantity force into displacement is nothing but what? Work done. Or simply we can say that work done is nothing but it is the product of force into displacement. Okay. When work is done on an object, what happens? The object acquires ability to do the work. When work is done on an object, the object acquires the ability to do the work. For example, when we throw a ball, you do work on the ball to give it speed. As it leaves your hand, okay, what I say, when you throw a ball, you do work on the ball to give it speed, as it leaves your hand. When the moving ball hit on some target or when the moving ball is hit on some other body, it applies a force on that body due to which it get displaced. एकदम से साधा है. Okay. आणि म्हणून thus work is done by the ball. Okay. The capacity of the ball or body to do work is called energy, and hence work is related to energy. What I say, work is done on the ball or by the ball. The capacity of the ball or the body to do work is called energy. And we know that energy appears in various forms such as mechanical energy, sound energy, heat energy, electrical energy, etc. In mechanics, we are mainly concerned with mechanical energy, which is of two types, namely kinetic energy and potential energy. Or in other words, we can say that the sum of kinetic and potential energy is called as mechanical energy. So, in this lecture, we are going to see kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, EK. How this kinetic energy obtained? There is a very simple definition of kinetic energy, and you can write this definition in a single sentence. The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy. I am again going to repeat. The energy possessed by the body by virtue of its motion is called kinetic energy. म्हणजे एखादी बॉडी असेल आणि त्या बॉडीला मोशनच्या अनुषंगाने, त्या बॉडीच्या मोशनच्या अनुषंगाने जी एनर्जी प्राप्त होते तिला म्हणतो आपण कायनेटिक एनर्जी. And this kinetic energy is denoted by E K. kinetic energy. Note that kinetic energy is a scalar quantity. We are always confused regarding this, but I told you that kinetic energy is a scalar quantity and is measured in the same unit as that of work. Kinetic energy आणि वर्कचं युनिट कसं असतं सेम. In SI system, the kinetic energy is measured in joule or J, capital J. And in CGS system, the kinetic energy is measured in ergs. And both the units as well as is SI unit and CGS unit, both the units are equivalent to that of work, unit of work. Okay. Now here the kinetic energy of a particle depends on its velocity. लक्षात आलं तुमच्या? कायनेटिक एनर्जी ही व्हेलॉसिटीच्या अनुषंगानेच त्या बॉडीला मिळते. जेवढी व्हेलॉसिटी जास्त तेवढी कायनेटिक एनर्जी जास्त आणि मासवर डिपेंड करते. म्हणून आता आपण इथं डिटेलमध्ये जाऊया कायनेटिक एनर्जी म्हणजे नेमकं काय आहे. सपोज देर इज ए पार्टिकल having mass m and that particle is moving with velocity v, then obviously we very familiar with this formula. This is the basic formula in physics, in mechanics. Kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv square. So I told you that the kinetic energy is a scalar quantity. Sorry, the kinetic energy of a particle depends on its velocity. The velocity of the particle can be changed by applying a force. If there is a variation in force, obviously there is a variation in velocity. And when there is a variation in velocity, obviously there is a variation in kinetic energy. And hence, we can say that the kinetic energy of a particle depends on its velocity. The velocity of particle can be changed by applying a force which can do work on the particle. Hence, kinetic energy of a particle can be changed by applying the force or by applying a force. Okay. Kinetic energy, now here we are going to see the formula for kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of the particle, suppose this is the particle, this particle having mass m and speed v. Then kinetic energy of this particle is nothing but Ek, kinetic energy, is equal to 1/2 m v bar into v bar. Suppose this is equation 1, or we can write kinetic energy Ek is equal to 1/2 mv square. We know that here the dot product of two vector quantity is always scalar. Very important point of this. This is very important point. Dot product or scalar product of two vector quantity is always scalar. Okay. And due to this, here instead of vector v, dot vector v, we write v square. Suppose this is equation 2. Now, differentiating equation 1. When we differentiate equation 1, see here d by dt Ek. We are going to differentiate this equation 1 with respect to t. We get d by dt into 1/2 m v dot v vector v dot vector v, or simply you can write 1/2 m d by dt into vector v into vector v. Here we are going to use the law of vector differentiation, and according to this law we have 1/2 m dv bar by dt into v bar plus v bar into dv bar by dt. Note that both the quantities are here. We are, because we can use the mutual law. Vector A dot vector B is equal to vector B dot vector A. Therefore, we can write 1/2 m V vector V dot vector V by plus vector V dot vector dV by dt. Or simply we can write 1/2 m 2 times vector V dot dV by dt. This 2 is getting cancelled with this 2, and lastly we have only dEk by dt. That means rate of change of kinetic energy with respect to time is m v vector V dot dV by dt, or simply vector V dot vector m is scalar quantity dV by dt. But what is this according to Newton's second law? According to Newton's second law, what is this? Or from this quantity we can write, according to Newton's second law, we are going to write dEk by dt is equal to V into m into A, where A is the dV by dt, rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration, or therefore we can write, and this is nothing but force, this is nothing but force. Therefore we write dEk by dt is equal to vector V into vector F, vector V into F, or vector F into vector V, okay, by using the same relation. Now again from these two dot product of two vector quantities we have write, or we can write Vf cos theta. And this is, suppose this is equation next number, whatever it may, where theta is the angle between vector V and vector F. Okay, vector theta is the angle between vector V and vector F. Okay. In this equation, this is the tangential force. F cos theta is the tangential force acting on the body, and this force is nothing but it is Ft. Therefore, instead of this we can write Vft. Okay. In this way, now from this we can say that from this equation it is clear that kinetic energy of the body or kinetic energy of a body changes if speed of the particle changes, and it happens only when the force is tangential. The force acting on the particle has tangential component. Okay. The force acting on the particle is perpendicular to the direction of velocity. Tangential means what? The force acting on the particle is perpendicular to the direction of velocity. And the kinetic, if the force acting on the particle is perpendicular to the direction of velocity, the kinetic energy of the particle does not change. Means what? Here only the force component acting. When the velocity changes, when the kinetic energy changes, if there is a change in speed of the particle, and it happens only when the force acting on the particle is force acting on the particle has tangential component. But if the force acting on the particle is perpendicular to the direction of velocity, then kinetic energy of the particle does not change. That means what? We can say here that vector F is perpendicular to velocity V for all times. Work done is dW is equal to F into ds. or ds is nothing but vector f into dv, vector v dt, because rate of from this v is equal to ds by dt. Rate of change of displacement is nothing but velocity in all the times. Here again I am going to repeat. Here f vector f is perpendicular to vector v for all times. Work done dw is equal to vector f dot vector ds or vector f dot vector v dt in any small time interval is 0, and so kinetic energy does not change. Okay. In this way we studied the kinetic energy. Okay. Now the next important point of this chapter, very important. This is also very important point for exam point of view. Now we are going to see the second point, important point, second theorem belong to this chapter, and this theorem is nothing but work energy theorem. Very important point for exam point of view. परीक्षेला याच्यावर क्वेश्चन असतोच, आणि हा तुम्हाला 12th सायन्स झालं नाही, पण आता इथं मात्र तुम्हाला एकदम कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करून तुम्हाला शिकायचं आहे. बिफोर स्टडी वर्क एनर्जी थेरम we should know the difference between work and work done. Work and work done. See here, make your concentration. The term work by itself does not convey any meaning in physics. मी काय म्हटलं, फिजिक्समध्ये फक्त वर्क या शब्दाला स्वतःहून काही अर्थ निघत नाही किंवा स्वतःहून काही अर्थ प्राप्त होत नाही. लक्षात आलं, फिजिक्समध्ये वर्क या शब्दाला स्वतःहून काही अर्थ प्राप्त होत नाही. मग काय असावं, जर अर्थ प्राप्त करायचा असेल, टू कन्व्हे द प्रॉपर मिनिंग वर्क मस्ट बी एक्सप्रेस्ड ॲज वर्क ऑन ए बॉडी और वर्क डन बाय ए बॉडी. लक्षात आलं मी काय सांगितलं, फिजिक्समध्ये फक्त वर्क हा शब्द घेतला तर त्याच्याकडून त्याला काही शब्द प्राप्त होत नाही. पण प्रॉपर मिनिंग जर आपल्याला मिळवायचं असेल तर आपण काय केलं पाहिजे, वर्क हा शब्द अशा पद्धतीने एक्सप्रेस केला पाहिजे की वर्क इज डन बाय द बॉडी और वर्क इज डन ऑन द बॉडी, तेव्हा वर्क या शब्दाला अर्थ प्राप्त होतो. म्हणून मी म्हटलं, द टर्म वर्क बाय इट सेल्फ डज नॉट कन्व्हे एनी मिनिंग इन फिजिक्स. टू कन्व्हे प्रॉपर मिनिंग वर्क मस्ट बी एक्सप्रेस ॲज वर्क डन बाय द बॉडी और वर्क डन on the body or on a body. Okay. किंवा आता आपण म्हणू, वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन. वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन. जेव्हा वर्क केव्हा घडून आलेलं म्हणतो आपण, वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन इफ ए फोर्स ॲक्टिंग ऑन ए बॉडी इज एबल टू मूव द बॉडी थ्रू सम डिस्टन्स इन द डिरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स. मी मगाही रिपीट केलं, मगाही सांगितलं ना, आता पुन्हा रिपीट करतो की अतिशय महत्त्वाची डेफिनेशन आहे. एनर्जी आणि वर्क ह्या डेफिनेशन तुम्हाला एकदम बेसिक डेफिनेशन आहे. ह्या जर समजल्या नाही तर तुम्हाला हे समजणार नाही. म्हणून तुम्हाला काय सांगितलं, एनर्जी कॅपॅसिटी ऑफ द बॉडी टू डू द वर्क इज कॉल्ड एनर्जी. अँड व्हॉट इज वर्क, वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन. फक्त वर्कला असे अर्थ नाही, बट वर्क केव्हा घडून येतं, मग ते बॉडीवर असेल किंवा बॉडीकडून असेल. पण आपण केव्हा म्हणू शकतो, वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन केव्हा, इफ ए फोर्स ॲक्टिंग ऑन ए बॉडी और बाय द बॉडी. रिमेंबर दॅट वन्स अगेन, वर्क इज सेड टू बी डन इफ ए फोर्स ॲक्टिंग ऑन ए बॉडी इज एबल टू मूव द बॉडी through some distance but in the direction of force. Okay, are you got it? Okay. Mathematically, work may be expressed as dW is equal to F ds, where F is the force acting on the body and ds is the displacement. म्हणून आपण इथं म्हणू, mathematically work may be expressed as dW is equal to F ds, where F is the force acting on a body and ds is the distance covered by that body in the direction of force. Okay. Now unit of work, very important. Units of work. What is the units of work? The SI unit of work is joule, or in notation capital J, and the CGS unit of the work is ergs. Okay. Now most of the time we require the conversion of unit, and at that time we puzzled. Therefore, see here, from the relation W is equal to Fs, this is obtained from W is equal to F ds. When we integrate this is the very small work done, and this is the total work done. From this relation we get work done 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton and displacement into 1 meter from this relation, or simply 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton meter symbolically. And from this we can say that work done by the force is said to be 1 joule. Work done by the force on the body is said to be 1 joule if force of 1 Newton displaces a body through 1 meter. 1 जूल वर्क डन केव्हा होतं, जर 1 न्यूटन फोर्स आपण त्या बॉडीवर अप्लाय केल्यानंतर ती बॉडी जर 1 मीटरने डिस्प्लेस होत असेल, 1 मीटर डिस्टन्स कव्हर करत असेल फोर्सच्याच डिरेक्शनमध्ये, तर त्यावेळेस आपण म्हणतो वर्क डन हे 1 जूल झालेलं आहे. आलं लक्षात? एकदम सिंपल आहे. आता बघू आपण महत्त्वाचा जो थेरम आहे, वर्क एनर्जी थेरम. On this article, question is frequently asked, and the question is very simple. There are two types of question. State work energy theorem. State. When question is asked like this, state work energy theorem, then we have to give only statement and did not necessary to give the proof. This question usually asked for 2 marks. Or 1 to 2 marks, 1 marks or 2 marks. And when question is asked like this, state and prove work energy theorem, at that time you have to give both statement and proof. Okay, but out of these two questions, at least out of these two, one question may be frequently asked in a question paper. So this point is very important point for exam point of view. But I am always telling you that please don't mug the question. Please don't mug the answer. Mugging करू नका, पाठांतर करू नका. Try to understand it. समजून घ्या. त्याच्यानंतर सोडवा. Okay. So statement of work energy theorem. Very simple statement. Work energy theorem states that work done is equal to, work done by a force acting on a body. Work done, suppose W is the work done. Work energy theorem states that work done by a force acting on a body is equal to change in its kinetic energy. That is, suppose K the final kinetic energy and Ki is the initial kinetic energy, then the change in kinetic energy is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, and this change is always equal to work or work done. So very simple statement. Work energy theorem states that वर्क डन by a force acting on a body is equal to the change in its kinetic energy. समजलं? एकदम सिंपल आहे की ही सपोज ही बॉडी आहे, या बॉडीवर आपण काय केलं, फोर्स आपण अप्लाय केलं, इकडून फोर्स आपण अप्लाय केला. फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतर काय होणार आहे, बॉडी मूव्ह होणार आहे फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस. पण मूव्ह होत असताना काय होणार आहे, वर्क इज डन ऑन द बॉडी. मग ते वर्क डन किती झाले असणार आहे, तर इनिशियल त्या कायनेटिक एनर्जीची त्या बॉडीची फायनल कायनेटिक एनर्जी आणि इनिशियल कायनेटिक एनर्जी ती झिरोच असते. इनिशियल कायनेटिक एनर्जी तर फायनल कायनेटिक एनर्जी मायनस इनिशियल कायनेटिक एनर्जी हा जो डिफरन्स येईल तो डिफरन्स आणि त्या बॉडीवर झालेलं वर्क डन हे सारखंच असेल. आणि यालाच आपण म्हणतो वर्क एनर्जी थेरम. जेवढं वर्क होईल तेवढा एनर्जीचा डिफरन्स जास्त असेल, किंवा जेवढा एनर्जीचा डिफरन्स जास्त असेल तेवढं वर्क डन झालेलं असेल. आणि पुन्हा एकदा रिपीट करेल कारण ही फार महत्त्वाची डेफिनेशन आहे. वर्क एनर्जी थेरम स्टेट्स दॅट वर्क डन बाय ए फोर्स ॲक्टिंग ऑन ए बॉडी इज इक्वल टू द चेंज इन इट्स कायनेटिक एनर्जी. दॅट इज मॅथमॅटिकली वी कॅन राईट W is equal to Kf minus Ki, where Kf is the final kinetic energy and Ki is the initial kinetic energy. Now proof. In order to obtain the work energy theorem, consider a particle of mass m. Consider a particle of mass m. Let a constant force F F be applied on the particle or body. This force displaces the body or the particle through distance ds and come to this position, new position. This is first position, initial position, this is final position. Suppose this is a particle or a body. This particle or body having mass m. When we apply the force F on this body displaces from initial position to final position. मग आणि ती कशी असणार आहे, ध्यान घ्या. दिस इज ऑलवेज इन द डिरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स. ही फोर्सची डिरेक्शन आहे. ज्या डिरेक्शनने आपण फोर्स अप्लाय करतो त्या डिरेक्शनमध्ये बॉडी ही इनिशियल पोझिशनपासून फायनल पोझिशनपर्यंत जाते आणि त्याच बॉडीची डिस्प्लेसमेंट झाली असते ds. आणि त्या बॉडीचं मास असणार m आणि त्या बॉडीवर आपण फोर्स अप्लाय केला आहे f. आणि मग अशा वेळेस आपण म्हणतो वर्क डन बाय दिस फोर्स dw is equal to f ds. मग त्या कशा दोन्ही पण वेक्टर क्वांटिटी. फोर्स इज द वेक्टर क्वांटिटी and displacement is the vector quantity. Remember that there is a difference between distance and displacement. Distance is scalar quantity and displacement is vector quantity. In order to describe distance, only magnitude is necessary. And in order to describe displacement, both magnitude as well as velocity are necessary. Are you got it? Okay. Suppose this is equation 1. Okay. Since the displacement काय झाली, displacement is in the direction of force. Since the displacement is in the direction of applied force, the angle between F and ds, this angle between F and ds कसा असणार आहे, इज 0. कारण ही जर फोर्सची डिस्प्लेसमेंट असेल आणि फोर्सची डिरेक्शन असेल आणि डिस्प्लेसमेंट त्याच डिरेक्शनमध्ये आहे, याचा अर्थ बोथ क्वांटिटी आर पॅरलल टू इच अदर. आणि ज्यावेळेस एफ अँड डी एस हे पॅरलल असतील किंवा एकाच डिरेक्शनमध्ये असतील तर त्यांच्यामध्ये अँगल हा 0 असेल. आणि म्हणून मग ज्यावेळेस आपण हे लिहितो, आपण सोडवतो, दोन वेक्टर क्वांटिटीचा डॉट प्रॉडक्ट किंवा त्याला स्केलर प्रॉडक्ट म्हणतो, तो लिहितो आपण एफ डी एस कॉस थीटा. आणि when both the quantities are moving in the same direction, then angle between them is 0, and when angle between them is 0, then cos theta ची व्हॅल्यू असणार आहे cos 0 and cos 0 is equal to 1, and therefore we have dw is equal to f ds. This is equation 2. लक्षात आलं ना हे इक्वेशन कसं येतं, तर सरळ समजून घ्या. परत एकदा रिपीट करतो, आपल्याकडे वेळ आहे. ही बॉडी असेल किंवा पार्टिकल असेल, त्या बॉडीचं मास आहे m. त्या बॉडीवर हा फोर्स आपण अप्लाय केला f. फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतर फोर्स अप्लाय करण्यापूर्वी I इनिशियल पोझिशन, I इज द इनिशियल पोझिशन ऑफ द बॉडी. When we apply the force, the body is moving in the direction of the force and come to the final position F. When the body is moving from I to F at that time, the displacement of the body is ds. Okay. And if the displacement is in the direction of force, then we can write dw is equal to vector F dot vector ds. And when both the quantities are vector quantity, then scalar product of these two vector quantities F ds cos theta. Again, when the both quantities are moving in the same direction, then angle between them is 0. And when angle between them 0 is nothing but cos 0 is equal to 1. Then substitute the value of cos 0 is equal to 1. We have dw is equal to F ds. Suppose this is equation 2. But according to Newton's second law काय सांगतो, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. Now acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity, that is dv by dt. Okay. Suppose this is equation 3. Now substitute the value of f, that is equation 3, in this equation. Substitute the value of f from equation 3 in equation 2. We have dw is equal to m dv by dt into ds. Or from this equation we can write m ds by dt into dv. आपण फक्त या दोन गोष्टीचं इंटरचेंज केला, इथं इंटरचेंज केला फक्त dv by sorry. But what is this? Rate of change of displacement. Rate of change of displacement is nothing but velocity, आणि म्हणून आपण लिहितो mv dv. mv dv, because v is nothing but rate of change of displacement. Velocity v is the velocity and s is the displacement, and rate of change of displacement, that is ds by dt, is nothing but velocity. Okay, this is the equation suppose 4. Equation 4 gives us the work done. Okay, work done is equal to m dv by dt. Okay, if the applied force increase velocity, जर आपण फोर्स आपलं वाढवत गेलो, फोर्स अप्लाय केला तो जर व्हेलॉसिटी वाढवत गेला, आपण फोर्स अप्लाय केला, फोर्स अप्लाय करण्यापूर्वी बॉडीची व्हेलॉसिटी काय होती 0, आणि फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतर बॉडीची व्हेलॉसिटी काय वाढत जाईल. If the force applied increases the velocity from initial velocity u to final velocity v. Suppose this is a body. The body is at rest. That means its initial velocity 2 and that u is equal to 0. When we apply the force and after the application of the force, if the velocity goes on increasing and final velocity of the body is f, then we can obtain the total work done of the body like this. Integral dw in between u to v. U is the final initial velocity, v is the final velocity, m v dv. Suppose this is equation 5. When we are going to obtain the integration, remember that when we apply the force on the body, before applying the force, the body is having initial velocity u and that is nothing but 0. When we apply the force, the body is moved from initial position to final position. But when it is happen, when this is happen, obviously when we are going to apply the force on the body, the velocity of the body goes on increasing, and that's why there is a change in displacement or displacement of the body takes place. Okay. पण मग हे होत असताना remember that when the body is moved from initial position to final position or from this position to this position, remember that the mass of the body does not change during the motion. Mass of the body always remains constant. मग जर m constant असेल तर simply we can write याचं इंटिग्रेशन dwचं इंटिग्रेशन असणार w is equal to m integral u to v dv. Okay, v dv. Solve this integral, we get w is equal to m v square by 2 आणि लिमिट असणार आहे u v. Or from this we can write 1/2 mv square minus 1/2 mu square. When we solve this, here this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit, and this is nothing but this is the final kinetic energy. 1/2 mu square is the final kinetic energy because v is the final velocity, and this is initial kinetic energy because u is the initial velocity. In this way we get the proof, and from this proof, suppose this is equation whatever it may be, काय number असेल तो, this equation is the mathematical form. This equation is the mathematical form of work energy theorem, and from this equation it states that work done by a body acting on the work done by a force acting on a body is equal to change in its kinetic energy. Okay. In this way, in this lecture, we covered the work, before that kinetic energy, and introduction of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, all about kinetic energy, then work and work energy theorem. Okay. In next chapter, we are going to study the two types of derivation. That means variation, constant force, work done during constant force and work done during varying force. आता बॉडी एका ठिकाणी दुसरीकडे जाते, त्यावेळेस जर फोर्स कॉन्स्टंट असेल तर त्यावेळेस वर्क डन काय असेल, आणि दुसरी केस आहे की ज्यावेळेस बॉडी एका ठिकाणी दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी जाते तिच्यावरचा फोर्स व्हॅरिंग होत असेल, बदलत असेल, तर त्यावेळेस वर्क डन काय असेल. ह्या दोन्ही गोष्टी, बोथ द पॉईंट्स विल बी कवर्ड इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. टिल देन we shall stop here. Have a good day.